The following program may contain coarse language and may deal with subject matter that may not be suitable for a younger audience. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome back to Weird Careers. I'm Eric.
And I'm Steve.
All around the globe, yes, it is round, people get up and head to work.
And some of those destinations stray from the norm of careers.
Everything from set decorators to succulent growers and everything in between.
Our mission is to take a deep dive on the job itself and the people in the industry about how they got there, what they do, and more.
So please join us as we take a journey around the globe and explore these weird careers. If you think that you or someone you know has a weird or interesting job, stick around to find out how you can contact us and support the show. So sit back, relax, and be prepared to learn some cool shit. Hello and welcome back to Weird Careers. On today's episode, we have Sean Brennan, who is a barber out of Meath, Ireland. But before we get to that, let us welcome Steve, who is our new co-host. Steve, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name's Steve. I just kind of live in and around southwestern Ontario, currently in London. I write music in my spare time, and just one fateful day, I got a message from Eric asking me about the podcast opportunity. I'm like, you know what? Hell yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. So that's kind of like the journey that brought me here today. Plus, I've listened to it on and off throughout the years, and it's always been a really fun time.
Awesome. Also, you have a background in audio as well.
I do.
Which, tends to help because this is, an audio podcast. But without further ado, let's bring in Sean all the way from Ireland. Sean, how are you?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me on as well. First thing, I'm doing very good. Been a long time to making for this, but look, we got there in the end.
Yes, we did. This journey started in December.
Crazy.
And here we are now, almost 4 months later, actually sitting down. But yes, welcome onto the show. But before we get into the thick of it, what does your life look like outside of work?
I don't really have a life outside of work, if I'm being honest. A lot of the time, I'll be quite busy, so I'll be there cutting my hair. I'll cut my own hair sometimes, but I'll be cutting hair. But then a lot of the time, I'll make videos out of it because I do push myself more for social media more than actual barbering, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So when I go on that way, it's sort of, what would you say? Yeah, I'll be editing videos when I'm not cutting hair. So if I'll have like a 20-minute gap, I'll sit down in the customer's chair, editing the video, and then they come in. All right, yeah, we'll do this later. Mm-hmm. Then if it's a day off, it would usually be editing videos or educating myself, because I do take part in an online education group where there is videos uploaded every month.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'll watch them, and I'll just keep investing in myself, really. So I don't go out drinking, partying, any of that. I just prefer to focus on my craft and be the best version of myself I can be.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
Nice. I don't know if it was meant to be, but that was very Ted Lasso-esque at the end there.
Yeah, I get you, mate. Yeah. Put a big sign above me, believe.
Yeah. Right on. I guess in a nutshell, and we'll get more into this later into the discussion here, but what is a barber? How would you say it differs from just being a hairstylist?
Yeah, see, a lot of barbers who work with longer lengths of hair and do more scissor work, I tend to hop between both. I'd call myself a barber / stylist, but I wouldn't say I'm the whole hairdresser route. I don't go around giving out 20-minute blow dries, or I'm out here colouring hair or having a wash basin. I wouldn't do any of that, but it can be separated in other countries, as I know. But I say the difference between a barber is compared to hairstyles, or compared it to Canadian ways. I cut men's hair, stylists will cut women's hair.
Okay.
How did you get into this field of work? Is it something that you knew you wanted to pursue, or was somebody there to mentor you and kind of guide you through that?
Yes and no. It was, I think, when I was younger, like when I was like 4 or 5, when you go into a barber shop and you see a kid doesn't like get his haircut today in the chair, like kick and scream and all that shit, and you're like, ah, here. And I was one of them. Like, I absolutely fucking hate getting my haircut. Mom be like, barber. I'm like, barber? No, 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 no. Like, if I was a bald kid, best way to put it, if I was a bald kid, I go barbers because I hated it. So, like, Naughty Step wasn't efficient, barbers was. But how I got into barbering, I think my brother just got a haircut off some barber before, and I liked it. Mom was like, I'm not taking it to the barbers. And then I sat down and didn't move once, didn't cry, didn't kick, didn't scream. And I enjoy getting my haircut ever since then.
Right
But
on.
I didn't want to be a barber in that way. How it came to me, I think I was 10 or 11, could have been 12. I was in a beauty supply store. Like, my mom means mother. Um, she was in like a supplier, like a salon suppliers, getting like stuff for nails. Like, she's not a nail tech. She wasn't doing nails at the time. I don't know what she was in there for. I think she's just in there getting bits for like blow dryers or her own blow dryer or something. And I've seen, like, the clipper guards that, like, it would be on if you're trimming your beard or something, you put it on top of the clipper and you just shave it. I just
Right.
seen one of them just sitting on the shelf, and I was like, "Ma'am, can I be a barber?" And she's like, "No." And then after that, it didn't come to my mind again. And then it was because before I went into secondary school, which is high school for you Canadians once again, before I went in, the pandemic happened. So we were off school from
Mm.
March, April, May, June, July, August, and then we were back in September.
Mhm.
And I kind of wanted to be a barber then, but didn't cross my mind. I never cut hair. I did a few haircuts on my dad in lockdown, which were pretty fucking shit.
Mm.
And we went in, and I was going in first year telling all, because obviously I'm the ADHD and I struggled with comprehension, all that, quite dyslexic. So I'd be down like that route of the school. So I wasn't like a student there the whole time. I'd just be there if it was just needed asking how I was getting on in school.
Okay.
So when I went in, there was this saying, "Have you any idea what you wanted to be?" And I was like, "A barber." But then, like, the next week, I wanted to be an electrician, and then a week after that, I wanted, like, my choice kind of changed. And then it was like a year later, I was like, "Nah, I want to be a barber." Watch barber tutorials for a week. No, 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 I'm fucking sick of this. I want to do something else now. And then I ended up dropping out of school after third year. So basically, I don't know how Canadian education works in high school. So in Irish, when you do your first 3 years of secondary school, you have this thing called the junior cert, where everyone does it in the same level. And then you do that, and then the last 2 years, which is fifth and sixth year, but you can do optional third, but that has nothing to do with exams. So I'm not going to count that one in. But when you go in the fifth and sixth year, you do different options. You do them all at different levels. It's not a common level where everyone does
Mm.
the same thing. The only thing
Okay.
that people did at different levels was English, Irish, and maths. And then I dropped out of school and I was doing some other. I wanted to be an electrician at this point. And when I went in, I was I was like, yeah, but I was doing this college thing because you get most apprenticeships with no leaving cert, apart from electrician. So I needed that sort of mark so that the points that were involved in that college thing rounded up to a leaving cert, which I could have gotten into electricity. But then I remember uh, my cousin's mate was cutting hair, and he said, "Oh, you should give him a try." And I was like, "Right, cool." And I would never jump to change barbers like that. Like, I was very loyal to my barber for like
Yeah.
4 years,
Yeah,
and
same here.
then I cut.
Most
Then
men are from what I know.
yeah, and then I went to Niall, who's now a very very close mate of mine, and then he cut my hair so differently compared to how other barbers would, like traditional barbers and all that. And I was like, I, I think I want to be a barber now, and it didn't stick with me that much, but it stuck with me more than it
Mhm.
did the last few times. And I was like, right, okay. And then I was telling mom, was like, no, you don't.
Mm.
And then it would keep going on and on. And it did stick with me. And then I signed up to do a barbering course. And then it was good because when I was in that other college course, I was like, I don't even know if I should have left school at this point. But
Yeah.
then when I started cutting hair, now I look back at it saying leaving school is the best thing I could have ever done in my life.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Sometimes
how
it works out
barbering
for
got in.
people that way, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's
100%.
some
Yeah.
people who dropped out of school and like yourself, best thing for them. Not everybody's
Mhm.
path leads to a post-secondary education. Some people
Yeah, or
don't need
like
to
not even to
fin.
finish the post
Yeah,
like
because
to
I
finish high
wanted to
school.
I
Exactly.
wanted to be a lawyer at some point as well. Because when I
Yeah.
was in that college course, I was like, no, I might go to another college where I can get the beneficial to actually get into a proper university and study law and become a lawyer. And then like a week later, I was like, why the fuck do you want to be a lawyer? Like you can't even read a book for 10 seconds. So like why do
Mhm.
I want to be a lawyer? And I was like, okay, now I'm gonna be a barber for real this time. And I kept my promise, and I've stuck with it ever since.
Right
Yeah,
on.
and
Right
like
on.
to like quickly like double back about like just how like our high school system is set up here.
Hmm.
Like many moons ago, before like I was in high school, like we did have up to a grade 13. Like that was a standard route of learning where they had gotten rid of that. And so my way through, it's like grade 9 through 12. And then after 12, it's generally you either take a year off to kind of like work to save up money to go to post-secondary, or you
Hmm.
already know what you want to go into post-secondary. Or the third option, which is what I did, is I went back for a 13th year because I
Hmm.
didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just took other courses, just kind of like play around to see like if anything else grabbed my interest and stuff like that. So a little bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very insane. Yeah, they call that extra year. They call it a victory lap.
Yep.
we call it transition year, but it's not at
Okay.
the is the extra year at the end of the year at the end of school when you do it.
Sorry.
Is the victory lap at the end of school?
Yes. So once you've completed your 4 years of high school, you can choose to do your victory lap.
So it's not like that here. So you do first, second, and third year, and then transition year is like an extra year. But it's not you're in school, but it's not officially school. Like basically, you do nothing. You go on trips, and you have to do the other 2 years of school. So start you keep to go ahead. So you'd be a year older than a good few of the people that are in your year.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how it works. So it's in the middle of school. It's a bit weird now. They have to do next year after it, but look, I didn't make the system, so don't ask me why.
Yeah. No, no, exactly. In a typical day, like in the shop, what would you say it kind of looks like for you from the moment you step in to the beginning of your day to when you close up for the day? Like, how would that kind of look like on a typical work day for you?
If it's midweek or late week, it would be s- walking in with a sore back and walking out with a near enough broken back because I'm standing all day.
Yep.
Yep.
Um, well,
You're
nah, I won't
young.
put it that
Come
way.
on.
I feel old, but yeah. I just go in. I usually set up my station and clean my tools the night before if I wasn't too busy.
Right.
But if I'm really not arsed, like I'll make it look clean.
Hmm.
But like, because like when you have like two sorts of people, like houses, like it could be like they label it us clean, but like to someone who's like very hygienic, like okay, no, that's absolutely filthy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't really be saying that, but it will look clean. But then like I'll get in a bit earlier and then do me stuff, put on the music, and then just work away, have my hour break,
Mm.
and I usually spend that hour break eating my lunch and educating myself. If it's not that, I'll just scroll reels for the hour and not even eat. But yeah,
Well, I mean, you could be educating yourself with the reels too.
well,
Right? We're all guilty of that.
Oh yeah.
So once you're done scrolling your reels, what comes next?
um, go back to work. That's it, really. Um,
Yeah, so just kind of like the same as like the rest of the day, just finish up whatever the work is on the docket and
very repetitive. Yeah.
yeah.
Right
But
on.
it's not a bad repetitive. When you see some things, when you're in
Yeah.
school, you kind of complain. Because I remember when I was in like maths in like I was like 10, and we were doing fractions from at least like October until at least fucking like February or something. I generally think it was like locked until lockdown or like a few weeks before it.
Yeah.
Like it's not the bad repetitive like that. It's like a good repetitive. Like like if you get burnt out by doing something you love, like it's not the worst thing in the
Yeah.
world. So yeah, I don't see it as that bad. If I'm burnt out, I'm like, right, yeah, I feel a good bit tired, but no, I've learned new things today. Like you learn everything, every
Yeah.
haircut you do, you learn something different, like grow patterns, etc. So yeah, it turns out that way, and I don't see it as anything too bad as like being repetitive because I love it. Because I don't know if they say it in Canada, but we do say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, and that's how I
Yep.
feel. Because
Yep.
I don't even feel like I'm working. even when I started cutting hair, I was fucking shit. Like I was terrible. If you got a haircut off me when I first started off, and someone seen it and like it was that bad, people were like, was he wearing a fucking blindfold? Like, you know, it'd be that sort of way. So yeah, but I've obviously improved. But like, even though I was bad when I started, I was like, I enjoyed the whole process, and I was like, I know for a fact this is what I want to do.
That's awesome.
So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
turn it that way.
Very common saying here as well.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, if I was still very shit at it, I still feel like I wouldn't care. I still do it for a living. I just love it. Anything I love about it. People I know be like, "Oh, he used a hair fetish." I'm like, I do this for a living. It's not like I have a fetish. I do this for a fucking living, pal. Like, it's not like, and it's like that's like you work in. I'm not gonna go ahead and saying this, but like, okay, let's say I don't know, he's a cabinet maker. Oh,
Yeah.
you have a fetish with cabinets.
No.
No, you do it for a living. Like,
Like, it's funny that you mentioned, like, it's, you don't feel like you're not working a day in your life. And, looking back, you feel like you're shit, looking back, it's kind of the same thing with the show. If you listen back to like some of the first episodes, it's shit. And it sounds like, does this guy even know how to use GarageBand?
Yep.
Right. And just it keeps going, right? You learn as you go, and that's the same with any craft, any hobby. You always learn as you go.
Yeah, and I would say like the biggest thing too that always comes into my mind when it's like to your craft or your art or whatever it may be is you're always going to be your biggest critic. You're always going to notice things that not everyone else is going to notice, and you're going to criticize yourself like to infinity and beyond with that.
100%. Yeah.
Was there any kind of schooling that you needed to get into before getting into the field, or did you just need like a mentor and an apprentice?
Uh, yes and no. Like I didn't do an apprenticeship. There is barbering apprenticeships out there,
Mm.
but I know in America, like it's the law to have a barber license, but I'm not sure about Canada. But I do some like they can be strict on it, I think. But like in Ireland, like if you can kind of teach stuff how to cut hair, like a lot of barbers out here that say they're cutting like 5 6 years, they started because of lockdown. But it would be so if even if you've that experience and you're good at cutting hair, they're like, yeah, come work for us. But some other places would like not a license they were looking for. If you done a course, like I did a course myself, because I wouldn't say what I'm known for, but like people are like, oh no, he'll just fuck up, whatever. Um, so you don't need one, but I did a course,
Mhm.
like just a beginner's course, and then I taught myself different techniques and online education and all that. So yeah, uh you don't really need to go to school here anyway. Say I know it's the same in the UK,
Mhm.
but it's optional,
Okay.
but you don't really need it, if
Okay.
that makes sense.
Touching back on licensing, I was just looking up here in Canada, depending on your province. Here in Ontario, it is mandatory to have a barbering certification, as is Nova Scotia, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. A voluntary certification you can is in Newfoundland, Labrador, PEI, New Brunswick, Quebec, British Columbia, Yukon, Northwest Territories, and Nunavut. So everybody else. So yeah,
Nice, nice.
Here in Ontario, it is mandatory, and you can get your licenseship via apprenticeship, school, or an exam.
That's good to know.
Now, and
Um,
the more you know, right?
yeah, knowing is half
Every
the
day's a
battle.
school day.
So like I guess like touching back on the questions of like what sort of schooling that you might have done getting into this. Um, did you have to learn anything like outside of like the general knowledge stuff? Like did you do anything for like straight razor shaving or anything like that? Or would there be like part of what you had taken for that?
Straight razor shaving, we did something called a hot towel shave workshop in the
Okay.
course that I did.
Okay.
Yeah, you obviously know what a hot towel shave is, do you? Like to put the hot
Yeah.
towel
Yes.
on you, they shave it
Oh
with a
yeah.
straight razor. Yeah, I don't do them myself. Um, because when I did do it in the course, I was like, this is fucking hard. But I didn't know if I stayed at it, I would be able to do it. But on the other end, just can't be arsed. Like, but other than that, it would be more. We just watched someone do it, and then we did it
Okay.
for like just part of the course. But it wasn't towards anything to get qualified, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay,
Okay. Would
interesting.
you think that like maybe like the hot towel shave or the straight razor is like maybe a dying art form for barbers, or maybe not so much?
Well, I use a straight razor to, well, see, we don't call it a straight razor here. We call it a cutthroat razor ourselves here.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah, so I do know when I watch American and Canadian barbers, I go, we're going in with the straight razor. And we'd be like, what the fuck is that? And because literally, straight razor could just be that. And I understand that it is that. But like a scissors, if you think of it, a scissors is two straight razors together,
Yeah.
blades, whatever. So, um, yeah, that'd be. I would say you'd call them shears. It's more barbers in like North America that'll call them shears, but it's just normal people that'll call them scissors. Um, but yeah, we call them scissors anyway, and I do stand my ground. They are called scissors and not shears. So, because I remember I was at a bar, because actually I was at a barbering event in London in February. I met one of the most famous barbers, Sam Roskell. Shout out to him. I know he's probably not going to see this, but may as well just say that. But there's a Canadian fellow that he was from Edmonton or Calgary. I know he was from Alberta. I know that for a
Mhm.
fact. And when people were asking the barber questions, he was just, so when you go in with your shears, and then he was like, what? When you go in cutting with shears, he goes, you mean this? And he's from Newcastle in England. So he's like, oh, you mean the scissors? So, yeah, yeah, so it was like that. So I use the razor like just to like to shape up a beard or like to shape up like a hairline, like an afro
Right.
trim or something with
Mhm.
like a straight hairline, temples and all that. I'll use it for that, but I wouldn't go around doing a full wet shave
Right.
or something like that. But yeah, I would say it's a dying art because not many people are using it because we do have the foil shaver. It's like an electric version of that. You just you turn it on, it'll just shave down and done in a matter of seconds. So it's probably
Okay.
just
Okay.
to do less. I don't know what to say do less in most amount of time, do more in the least amount of time, make more money in the quickest amount of time. So I think that's probably why people are going towards going
Mm.
away from wet shaves because
Right.
a dry shave you'll have done in 5, 10, 15 minutes. A wet shave could take up to about an hour, like so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just got to charge that premium for that good experience.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you see, like not many like Irish barbers do it now. It's more like Turkish barbers that'll do them. I don't know if you
Okay.
have a lot of Turkish barbers out in Canada, but it's full of them here, and it's mostly just them that offer them. But like, it's not
Okay.
even you book in for the appointment. Like, most Turkish barbers are walk-ins. Like, I don't think I've only seen about two Turkish barbers with a booking link. Most of them are walk-ins. I've never seen a Turkish barber that doesn't offer hotel shaving.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That's really
It
cool.
it's fun. So kind of touching. You were talking about like what you use to cut hair a little bit there. Doing a little bit of reading. As far back as like 5000 BC, people were barbering, and the the instruments that they used were either formed or sharpened flint or oyster shells.
Hmm.
So it's
Whoa.
really interesting to see something like that. And you're looking at now these, surgical grade stainless steel,
Yeah.
sharp, if you look at them the wrong way, blades.
Like there's
Um,
some blades on top of clippers that are made of fucking hollow like so
Hmm.
yeah.
it's really interesting to see how the technology has evolved over, I'd say the centuries, but over the millennia. Because people have had
Yeah.
hair since the dawn of time, right? And we've all had egos since the dawn of time. Um, and what also is really interesting that, and I know this is something that you learned as well, Sean, is that barbers actually used to be dentists as well as surgeons,
Yeah.
until 1745, when a bill was passed that separated barbers and surgeons. But the barbers actually got to keep the pole as an identification, which is where the
Yeah.
red, white, and blue stripes come from.
Actually, it didn't come with blue.
Sorry,
I'll
some
stop you
are
there.
red. Yeah, some are red. It says here either they're red and white or red, white, and
Or
blue,
they're
depending on where
blue.
you're
You,
from.
you even see some where they're just black and white, but that's nothing
Interesting.
to do with that. It's just aesthetic, really.
Okay.
Whenever I open a shop, I don't think I'll have a pole. Like I'd rather just have it look more like a like studio sort of thing, if you know what I
Oh
mean.
Okay.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously, if I open a shop, I want people to work for the brand, not
Yeah.
think of themselves, get a paycheck and dip.
Yeah.
Like not that sort of way. Like you'd be part of the brand and all that sort of stuff. So how it would be is like I wouldn't have a barber pole out there. I wouldn't even name a studio. I'd call it
Mhm.
a barber shop, but it would be. I just don't think I'd have it out there. I've just never been a fan of the poles, really.
So I think the pole would be more of a it's more of a symbolic totem uh to for the history of barbering. For those of people who want to know where the color comes from, the red is for blood, the white is for bandages, and the blue is for veins. That goes back to when barbers were also surgeons. So yeah, a little bit of history before we hit the break there. Before we get into the fun stuff, we're going to take a moment for you to hit pause, take a pee break, or make a coffee, and also hear from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Narrated by Justin Plaxton, this 3-hour Audible experience is deeply personal, beautifully performed, and currently rated 5 stars. If you or someone you love has ever struggled with mental health, this story matters. Psychosis and the Journey Home isn't just a book. It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments, healing is possible, and we are never truly alone. You can find it now on Audible.
What's happening? I'm Sean. I'm a barber from Ireland. You're listening to Weird Careers with Eric and Steve. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit that fucking sub button.
Weird Careers has been playing in your ears now for over 5 years, and we will continue to bring you high-quality content for the years to come. It takes a lot of time and resources to create a show like Weird Careers, booking guests, hours of editing, and even more time prepping. To continue to bring this show to you for free, we have added a subscription service to those who are able. With Buy Me a Coffee, you get ad-free, early episodes, participation in live recordings, and more. All for $9 a month or $80 a year, and it costs less than most streaming services. Head over to buymeacoffee.com/Weird Careers Podcast and start your 7-day free trial today. Thank you for supporting Weird Careers. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to Weird Careers. Steve and I are joined with Sean, who is a barber out of Ireland. Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
So,
Word up.
you've been in barbering for a little bit now, and I'm sure you've seen some very interesting requests. What would you say is the most outlandish request that you've gotten for a style?
I wouldn't say I've received anything like too out there. Like one of my clients, he's a good friend of mine. Like I knew him before barbering, but obviously cutting his hair consistently. Obviously, I got to know him more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when you see these people, you meet them for the first time, you talk about something, you're about to talk about something. Person said, "No, I don't know that much. I'm not going to speak about." But then you get to know them more, and like, okay, I'll be somewhat comfortable. It turned into that sort of relationship with the client, but you usually get a buzz cut. You get like a 2 or a 3 on top with skin fade, and he got his hair cut the day before. I actually flew out to Canada, and then he got another haircut after January, so it could have been end of January, start of February. And he's like, "Oh, I change up the hair," and I was like, "You don't really have much there. What are you thinking, like a taper fade or something?" And he's like, "No, you know the warrior cuts," and I was like, "You do not have the hair to get a fucking warrior cut." And then and then he's like, "No, but I want to grow out into one." And I was like, "Oh yeah," so we just went in, chucked a fuckload of texture into it, and yeah, it was that sort of way, and it's been growing out really nice. I posted a reel of how it's looking now the other day. Don't know if you could have seen it, but it's very nice now. Still a bit of length to be put in there now, but when it gets to the final product, it'll be looking sick. And I love doing loads of scissor work. So
Nice.
when I have a haircut like that or like long hair like brushbacks, all that, I'll be having a field day.
Awesome. Well, we are going to make sure that all of your socials are in the episode description below. So everybody who's listening, make sure that you follow Sean on all of those socials. Was there anything that you have refused to do haircut wise?
I've never been asked to do this one, but if I was asked, I wouldn't. A lot of people will ask for skin fade and go really high, but then it's kind of like shaving towards the back and like the crown area. I wouldn't want to do that. Like I'd say, like I remember, I said as a joke to a few friends there, this is a reason why. Well, I've seen a video posted by an English barber, and she was saying reasons I shouldn't be a barber, and I agree with her. I'd be like, this is the thing at the back of your head called the crown. I won't chop that off, and I'm the same. So people who want the crown like cut off completely, I'm like, nah, like it look good for like the first like, day or two, but then when that starts growing, if you have I don't know you're bald, but Steve might be able to relate in this one. Have you, if you got like a cow's like up the front or like a double crown at the back,
Yep.
like you notice when it's cut real short, and then when it starts to grow, it will start to stick out and all
Yeah.
that. So if I cut a
Yeah.
crown off and it starts to grow back, you're going to be mad at me, but that's what you asked for.
Exactly.
So
right?
Every
that's why I
summer
won't do
I
it.
buzz my hair like real short just because it gets so hot here.
Mhm.
And
My hair
every
was really
time it
long
grows
when I met
back,
Eric. Actually, my hair was really long when I met Eric, and
oh
then
yeah,
Yes.
one day I just got bored. Just put a foreguard on top of the clipper, and just shaved it myself. I was just bored, like, and yeah. So it'd be that sort of way. But another thing I would refuse is well, I wouldn't refuse it because you see, clients wouldn't really know much as a barber on afro hair.
Mhm.
The foil shaver, you can't use that on afro hair because I guess
Okay.
something to do with the skin reaction or something.
Interesting.
Okay.
So I don't do that many afro trims, but it would be if they want that. Like some people won't react, but majority will, and it could cause ingrown hairs, warts, all that. So that's the one thing you
Okay.
can't do. And if someone insists me on using it, I said, look, I'm not doing it just in case that reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there
So
was
styles wise, I've seen if someone asked me for like some people would be like, do you know Eddie Hall?
Yep.
Label Worst. Yeah. If someone asked me for his haircut or like the R9 or something
Yep.
like that, I wouldn't refuse. I'd be like, here, are you sure? Because I'd be like, I wouldn't be like, yeah, sweet. No. Well, I'd be like, here, are you 100% sure? Because if the haircut's bad, my name is walking around. That's
Yep.
basically a walking name,
Mhm.
Brandon. It's like,
Mhm.
you wear a top from Nike, shoes from Adidas, and all that. You're representing the brand, and when you
Yeah.
do that, when you get a haircut off it, you're representing me. So
Yeah.
it's that way, and I do something like R9 or R9, the R9 haircut, do you?
Yep.
Yeah. So if you have that, and like I'm that, and like Sean Brennan did that, and then people are like, oh no, it's just a laugh, but I can still give a bad reputation of why would a barber like that actually accept to do that?
Mhm.
exactly.
So no.
Yeah, I remember oh God, this must have been like probably close to like 20 or 25 years ago now with my my first punk band. The singer of our band, he got real like just annoyed because he didn't want to go and pay to shave his head. So he decided to wax his head. And he put a
Oh.
whole strip of wax on his head, like on the front, just the one strip to start, and he pulled it off. And he's like, first of all, the most painful experience he's ever had. And secondly, when the hair grew back, it grew in the direction of where he pulled it. So he has a strip of his hair that's growing in the completely wrong direction.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it was brutal.
Just shave it yourself. Like just use
Honestly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was
like
just
whether you have like a razor you use on your face to shave your face or like any electric trimmer, even if it's the fucking trimmer for your fucking balls, just use it on your head if you don't want to pay. Like,
no, 100%.
like I remember before, like I was chatting to some fella and he was in college somewhere like quite far from home, and they were just doing each other's hair. And I think he was saying at some stage they were using like a ball trimmer just to cut each other's hair. Like I was like, that's crazy work. Just make sure that shit is
Jesus.
disinfectant. Like,
Oh yeah.
No shit. Oh, that's too funny.
So in your work, what are you most proud of?
thing I'm most proud of actually isn't properly work, but it's not really an achievement. But a lot of barbers would love this to happen, and that was meeting Sam Rascals himself. That man is like my inspiration. He's like one of the most famous barbers in the world. And when I met him, because I remember like I was watching his videos before I cut hair, and I don't want to thought to meet him or go over to the UK to get a haircut. But then when I actually got into barbering, I started watching the videos more and more and more. And what inspires me with him is he's also left-handed like me, because there's
Mm,
all big barbers online are all right-handed, and he's really big and he's left-handed, and I was like, that's why I loved him more than
nice.
anyone else watching content. Saying I love sounds weird. That's why I liked watching him more than anyone else out there. But no, so obviously that's not work. But obviously, since I do label him as my idol, and I didn't meet him, I was like, that's crazy. Because I know there's a lot of people who are in different lines of work and sports who will do anything to meet their idol. So I know I'm very fortunate for that to have happened. Um, but biggest achievement I think was just getting my first haircut, like bang on,
Right.
having someone text me straight after I will be back.
Nice.
So I
That's
think
awesome.
that
It's
was
always a
like my
good
best
feeling.
achievement. Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So
Yeah.
I'm a little bit curious because I know there's like a whole bunch of like barbering competitions here in like Canada and the US. Is there like comparable stuff like that over in Ireland?
There's one called the Irish Barber Expo. I haven't done that. I've never been asked to do it. But there's what so there's this thing called Great British Barber Bash, which goes on in like London, Birmingham,
Okay.
Liverpool, Glasgow. I don't know anywhere at Wales, but it does go on in Belfast, which I am cutting at that show in June.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
So yeah, I haven't done the Irish Barber Expo in Dublin, but Great British Barber Bash used to be in Dublin. I don't know when it stopped because I wasn't in Barbering when that was still going on.
Mhm.
But I'm going to be at Barber Bash in Belfast June 7th. So
Nice.
anyone who's around the Belfast area that's watching, make sure you pop in then.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So yeah, I wouldn't say that's like proudest work because maybe the haircut I do could end up being my proudest work, but
Mhm.
with Barber Bash, like you can kind of if you're just curious, like I was just curious and I say, here, can I cut at this? It goes, yeah, yeah, and then
Oh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
cool.
how it was. So yeah,
That's awesome. Do you have any advice for folks whom are wanting to pursue barbering as a career? And is there anything that you wish someone had told you before you got into it?
I don't think there's anything that I wish someone had told me. I would have say I'd say what I'd tell people, do it, just do it.
Right on.
No, it's just two words, do it. Like it's the best thing I've done, but obviously it might not be for everyone else because there's some people who be cutting hair for 2 years and then they realize it's not for them and they end up going into something else. So I'm not saying barbering is going to be for everyone because a lot of people are starting barbering now because it is people are going to go, you can make a lot of money, whatever, X, Y, Z. But
Mhm.
for me, like if I could cut hair for free, I would.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I fucking love the game. Like if I could do something that would make me €20,000, I'd still do it for free because just for the love of the game. Like so, I have a real passion for it. But obviously, there's people who are as passionate about it as I am as well. If not, there's people who are more passionate about it. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I'm the most passionate barber in Ireland, because obviously there's someone who I don't know who could be more passionate than I am, or probably is more passionate, or not even probably is more passionate than I am. I just don't
Mhm.
know about it.
Exactly.
But I won't
Right.
go around telling people, oh, I'm so passionate about this X, Y, Z. I tell close friends. That's it. But yeah, but going into one thing I tell people to get prepare for clients. You fuck up when you first start, and they say, "Oh yeah, I'll come back to you," and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah,
So
they're just
yeah,
kind of being nice
Yep.
trying to
in
sound
the
nice.
moment. So what would you say is the best thing about barbering? And in your opinion, what's the biggest downside of it all as well?
Downside, I'd say burnout is a lot quicker than. Well, I don't even see. I don't. I do see it quite quick because like you're on your feet all day, but like it could
Mhm.
be like you're in the trades, you're a carpenter, you're a plumber, you're a welder, you're an electrician, whatever. But you obviously can't you can get burned out from fucking
Mhm.
anything. Like you can even get burned out
Yeah.
if you're working in an office and you're sitting down the whole time, just looking at a
Oh
screen the whole
yeah.
time. Burnout is always, but I do feel like burnout can be quicker. But obviously, I don't know. I've never really worked on anything else, so I couldn't really compare. But I'd say it's not too bad for me because I love what I'm doing, as I've stated about 50 times already on this show. So, um, yeah, I won't say like burnout's too bad, but if it's something you're not liking, then obviously burnout's fucking draining because like
Mhm.
you wake up the next day, oh, I have to do it all over
Exactly.
again. I don't care
Yeah.
if I have to do it all over again. I gotta do it again. Look, I'm happy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, and then the best thing about barbering, I'd say, is obviously I wasn't really good in school, and Eric does know I'm a fucking chatterbox. I'm a fucking waffler. Um, so I wish I could go back and say to my teachers who didn't like me, I do in fact get paid to talk all day. So, uh, well, yeah, that's how it is. Because I see reels about it the whole time. Says me laughing at the teacher saying, "Well, I do get paid to talk all day," because obviously you're at school. You're like, "Hey, can I get this? Stop talking! You cannot do that in your job." I can. I've no other choice to. Like, there's loads of jobs where you get paid to talk all day, like when you work in a call center, you just work in sales, whatever. But
Yep.
I get to talk shit in my
All
job, so I'm
right.
happy. So yeah, so yeah, I would say that's the best thing about barbering. But if you really do love it, the whole everything about barbering will be the best thing about barbering.
Right on. So like the act of like doing the job itself alongside being like just personable and having great conversations with your
Yeah,
clients.
even just cleaning my stuff, cleaning my station, cleaning my clippers, all that.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Like it's kind of mind reset. You know what I mean? Like to reset. Like, clean your room, whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. So it is kind of resetting. Then you go in the next day. you may have to do it all over again the next day, which probably is the least best part of barber, but it's not the worst thing.
Exactly,
like at least
right?
you're not like fucking cleaning toilets, like so.
All right, so we've got one last question
Yeah.
before you go here, Sean. And before we ask that, I do want to say thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come on here. It's been a real treat to have you on. I've learned things. I'm sure, Steve, you've learned things.
Oh yeah.
So we've asked this question to every single person that's come on this show since season 1, episode 1. Sean, when you were a kid, when you were just a wee lad, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Yeah, wee lad.
Of course, there's something wee lad is more north. We don't say that. You'd be there saying, "Oh, he's only a wee little fucker. Like, leave him alone. Like, it won't be like that. Like majority of the time, you just say like he's a fucking child. But nah, when I was younger, for the longest of times, I wanted to either be WWE superstar
Nice.
or a footballer, or as you Canadians, soccer. It's football, by the way.
I couldn't agree more.
I would argue most people in Canada would say football now, especially with our like Canadian Football League.
Yes, we have it's actually, I think it's still, unfortunately, I think it's the league is MLS, Major League Soccer.
Yeah,
but Toronto's team is the Toronto Football
It's
Club.
in it, yeah. And Vancouver's in it as well.
Yeah.
And Vancouver's team are in it, yeah. Because I remember, like, just talk about, like, I remember when I was in a group chat, like, before that London event, there's Canadians and Americans. We were there saying, someone said, what football teams do you lot support? Like, I was saying Arsenal myself. I don't want to talk about what happened to Arsenal today. No. People were saying like Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, all that. And then one of the Canadian boys, I can't remember what team it was, but let's just say Raiders. And he said, remember, it's not soccer, it's football. And he's like, yeah, of course. But I want to be a footballer a good bit. And then there's times when I wanted to be in UFC.
Oh yeah.
And I want to be an actor at times, but I mean, I'm kind of covered in ink now, so I don't think that, especially when it's on my hands, I don't think it's possible to.
Well, if you look at like Jason Momoa, for example, he's
Tom Hardy
covered in that.
well.
Tom Hardy, The Rock, like they do a whole bunch of CGI stuff now to get rid of
it's
tattoos
crazy,
posts.
yeah.
Really?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna be real. I live in a fucking cave. I do not watch Netflix and YouTube. I do not watch Netflix and movies. Like, remember before? Like, obviously, I loved Avatar growing up. You know Avatar the movie.
Yeah.
The blue people. Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, I seen like I was 3 when the first one came out. Like, I'm fucking almost 20 now, which is like crazy. And then the second one came out in like 22, 23, something like that. Obviously, I've seen that. And then I was just cutting someone's hair. Said, "Oh, I'm going to the cinema later on." I don't know why I'm asking what you're seeing because I don't fucking know what's the cinema. And then it's like Avatar. I'm like, lad, Avatar came out like 2 years ago. Oh, there's a new one. I was like, what? When people tell me that there's a second or third movie or whatever of like this movie that I already know and I don't know about it, that there's another one. It's the same way when you see a picture that looks dead real. Oh, that's AI. You're like, what?
Right.
So I'm glad that AI can't take over my job.
No kidding.
Yeah.
My job, this podcast could be at stake with AI. It'd be very easy to push a button.
Unfortunately,
That's a whole different can of worms to open there. So we're not going to go there. We don't have the time to do that.
What got you into wanting to be a WWE wrestler? Like, do you have like who's your favorite wrestler, or like what's your generation for it?
Oh, good question.
Favorite wrestler at the moment, Roman Reigns.
Nice.
All right. Well, Canada would be very happy to have you back for sure.
Yep, 100%.
Yes. And
I'd be happy to go back.
well, Sean, thank you again so much for coming on to the show today. It's been a real treat.
Yeah, it was really good meeting you.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Thanks so much for listening. Have you ever thought about your career? Do you think it would be worth a chat with us? If you think that you or someone you know may have a weird career, shoot us an email at weirdcareerspodcast@gmail.com. You may be surprised just how interesting your job is.
You can also support us on buymeacoffee.com. For $9 a month, you will get early access to episodes, sitting in on interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. It's cheaper than most streaming services, and you will be supporting a small local business. Donations are never expected, but are always appreciated.
Oh, and don't forget to follow us on the socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Weird Careers Podcast. Until next time, I'm Eric.
And I'm Steve.
And remember to follow your dreams.